joining us. In the end, Marcus, no surprise with that in-house pick from Microsoft.
No surprise, but this is a big deal after all. The fact that Microsoft has a new man at the helm after a 5-month-long search and a great deal of speculation over the past few months. Microsoft has named insider Satya Nadella as its new chief executive, as you were just saying there, Francois. He's taking over the reins from Steve Ballmer with immediate effect. Indian-born Nadella started at the software giant 22 years ago, so he knows the company well. He's been fronting Microsoft's bet on cloud computing as of late. It's seen as a key area as other parts of the Microsoft business, including the Windows operating system, are under pressure. In an interview published by Microsoft itself this Tuesday, Nadella is pushing that part of the business in particular. Let's listen in.
It's a mobile-first, cloud-first world. In other words, everything is becoming digital and software-driven. And so I think of the opportunities being unbounded. And we need to be able to pick the unique contribution that we want to bring.
Okay, there you heard it from the man himself, Satya Nadella, now the new chief executive of Microsoft. And Nadella's appointment coincides with the end of an era of sorts at Microsoft. Founder Bill Gates, he's stepping down as chairman, a position he's held since 2000 when he stepped down as chief executive, handing over the reins to Steve Ballmer. Gates will remain as technology advisor at Microsoft, though, so he's not leaving the company altogether. Now, global stocks, they are recovering this session after taking a real hit at the start of the trading week. The news of a slowdown in manufacturing growth in the US took a bite out of American stocks on Monday. As I say, though, we're seeing a different picture this session with the Dow Jones Industrial Average currently trading up by around about 0.6%. The Nasdaq is up more than that, up more than 1%, but it too was the hardest hit on Monday, so I suppose only natural to see the Nasdaq bounce back more than the other two main indices over on Wall Street. European shares, they went in and out of positive territory on Tuesday, and the main indices closed mixed. We got some mixed data out this session, including a good sign from the British construction sector. At the same time, Spanish jobless figures, they ticked higher, and unemployment remains near 26%, a painfully high figure there in Spain. Let's take a look at a few companies in the spotlight during Tuesday's trading. Banking shares, they were among the winners in Europe after a strong report from UBS. The Swiss bank posted a profit of around 750 million euros for the fourth quarter last year. That follows a loss for the same period in 2012. A strong performance by the investment banking division and a tax gain helped UBS. Oil company BP's annual earnings more than doubled last year to 17.3 billion euros. The bottom line was boosted by the sale of its Russian business. The fourth quarter, however, was seen as a disappointment for BP. This as lower refining margins and lower production weighed on earnings. BP has been selling assets to compensate the victims of the Gulf of Mexico disaster. And shares in the British chipmaker ARM were down almost 6% Tuesday. The company's fourth quarter royalty revenues came in short of expectations. The shortfall is being blamed on slower growth in smartphone sales by the likes of Apple and Samsung. Both of those giants are clients to ARM. And here's another story that we're following for you. In South Africa, the world's top 3 platinum producers have resumed talks with a mining union to end a strike there. The strike started almost 2 weeks ago with mining workers demanding higher wages. The estimated cost for the South African economy is around $36 million a day. Clashes broke out near one mine Tuesday as police dispersed thousands of striking miners. The strike comes as an industry body warns of changes ahead. Let's listen in.
In the platinum sector in particular, it's a challenging environment. I mean, we have nearly half of our platinum sector, 45%, is loss-making at current prices. So there's a lot of restructuring that needs to take place. But we think in the medium term that the platinum sector has a bright future, but we need to obviously get through the challenges of the strike at the moment.
Okay, that's a story, of course, that we're following closely here at France 24 and on the business desk in particular, as we are waiting and seeing whether there'll be an end to that almost 2-week-long strike in South Africa. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to you, Francois, for the rest of the news, including some sports.